the community Abino. Afin was an abomination in the community. So a beautiful maiden like Ebonluwa wasn't supposed to fall in love with Afin. Ebonluwa got pregnant and gave birth to a son. She knew she couldn't live to raise a child, so she gave him a name she would be proud of. She named him KIAH'S Malija, so that I would not be afraid. Indeed, KIAH'S Malija lived by the standards of his name. He was handsome, but the community didn't care. He was vibrant, but the community didn't care. KIAH'S Malija was so popular, even for the wrong reasons, and the community still didn't care. But his communication skills were unmatched. Whenever KIAH'S Malija speaks, the trees and the animals in the forest always listens. In fact, the cloud settles down to digest KIAH'S Malija's story. After a prolonged illness, the king died with no son, with no successor, so his spirit lingered in the community. Ifa, the chief priest, brought a solution. For the king to lay to rest, the youth of the community needs to tell a story, to send the king to where the king stay. Audience. The community trusted 4 persons. Femi, because he was leader of the youth gang. Doni, because she was a don. Moyosore Oluwa, because her father had a big house. And Titilayo, because she was the leader of the singing tribe. These 4 persons knew how the communities trusted them, but they knew there was still another person who could defeat them. His name is KIAH'S Malija. KIAH'S Malija is an extraordinary public speaker. So they knew they needed to do something to defeat KIAH'S Malija. So they met with Olugodo of the village of Kosoro, and Olugodo gave them a magical guard. This magical guard was supposed to be with them whenever they are communicating or whenever they are telling their stories. While they were searching or while they were taking care of their guard, KIAH'S Malija was rehearsing all the night. He spoke to the birds. They listened. He spoke to the goats. They listened. In fact, the king of the jungle, the lions, settled down to listen to KIAH'S Malija's story. So he was comfortable with his speech. He was comfortable with his story because KIAH'S Malija has prepared. On the day of the story, every speaker told their story with their magical guide. But the spirit of the king still lingered. But KIAH'S Malija told a beautiful story. He told the story of the king, of how the king has dreamed to be a king and the excellent things the king had done. When KIAH'S Malija spoke, the birds listened, the trees listened, and in fact, the cloud settled down to digest his story. And the king was no more. Obatiwaja. The king was gone. So KIAH'S Malija would become king because he was the only one who could lay the king to rest. While the priest was making his decision, he discovered that Orimila has told him that certain parties are defaulting. Femi, Doni, Titilayo, and Moyosere Oluwa came to speak with the magical guard. So they would bear consequences, or there will be consequences for their actions. So Doni is done for. Titi would no longer be a leader of the singing tribe. Femi would no longer be the leader of the youth gang. And Moyosore Oluwa would no longer have a place in her father's big house. But KIAH would be king. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story of every member of the LSUDS Debate Society. In the quest of being an extraordinary public speaker, there are hindrances, there are obstructions that hinder us from being whatever we want to be. Some might be H factors, Some might be where we grew up from, and some might be the way we speak, our blunders, or we do not even know how to construct our words. But with effective practices like Kayami Malija, and with continuous practices like Kayami Malija, and with the ability to put to use whatever you have learnt, then becoming an extraordinary public speaker would be the tip of your success story. Remember, you can do anything you want to do, and you can be anything you want to be in public speaking if you truly choose to practice, learn, relearn, and unlearn. Ajeniya Abdulquadri, KIAH'S Kings.